Living Issues and Philosophy, Chapter 14, Pragmatism Defined. Pragmatism is essentially an American philosophical movement that has come to prominence during the last 100 years. It has been called a new name for an old way of thinking. It strongly reflects some of the characteristics of American life. Pragmatism is connected with such names as Charles S. Peirce, William James, and John Dewey. Pragmatism seeks to mediate between the empirical and idealist traditions and to combine what is most significant in each of them. Pragmatism is an attitude, a method, and a philosophy that uses the practical consequences of ideas and beliefs. And this is as a standard for determining their value and truth. William James defined pragmatism as the attitude of looking away from first things, principles, categories, supposed necessities, and of looking towards last things, fruits, consequences, and facts. Pragmatism places greater emphasis on method and attitude than on a systematic philosophical doctrine. It is the method of experimental inquiry extended into all realms of human experience. Pragmatism uses the modern scientific method as the basis of a philosophy. Its affinity is with the sciences, especially the biological and social sciences, and it aims to utilize the scientific spirit and scientific knowledge to deal with all human problems, including those of ethics and religion. As a movement in philosophy, pragmatism was founded for the purpose of mediating between two opposing tendencies in 19th century thought. There was empiricism and science, to which Darwin's theory of evolution had contributed the most recent description of who human beings are. This tradition looked at the world and humans as parts of a mechanical or biological process in which the mind was an observer. There was also the tradition coming from Descartes and his rationalism and moving through the critical idealism of Kant, the absolute idealism of Hegel, and later Romantic thought. In this, the human mind had enormous power, so that philosophers proceeded to construct theories about the whole nature of things, ending up with a block universe. Between these two traditions, there was a gulf from the scientific view. Rationalist and idealist philosophies lacked objective evidence to support their claims from the rational and idealist points of view. The assumptions of science were a threat to the humanistic side and the moral and religious convictions of human beings. Pragmatism sought to mediate between these two traditions. The pragmatist said that philosophy in the past had made the mistake of looking for ultimates, absolutes, eternal essences, substances, fixed principles, and metaphysical block systems. The pragmatists emphasize empirical science and the changing world and its problems and nature as the reality beyond which we cannot go. For John Dewey, experience is central. Experience is the results of the interaction of the organism with its environment. Although the idea of experience for pragmatists was not limited to sense experience, nonetheless they agreed with the empirical tradition that we have no conception of the whole of reality. That we know things from many perspectives, and that we must settle for a pluralistic approach to knowledge. And that concludes Pragmatism Defined, found on page 290, chapter 14 of Living Issues in Philosophy. My book is falling apart. 10th edition, written by Titus Smith and Nolan. I need a new book. Why waste this one? That would be horrible. Think of all the trees.